There we go.
There we go.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
We're finally on
Friday.
Friday. Friday. Another beautiful day.
Yeah.
A little
Sure is.
crisp, chilly
It's
morning.
crispy in the morning now, man. It's like, wow. Huh?
Here we are with the bad boys are back, minus one or two.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? Still got the group.
Got to go with what you believe in.
You got
Yep.
it.
So the DNC convention
Didn't watch it.
is over. I didn't really watch
Didn't
much
watch
of it.
any of
I
them.
just know they had everybody in Hollywood packed in
It was
there,
more,
giving
more
a
like
little
a
bit of
carnival.
assurances.
It wasn't a
You
convention.
know, so it was like, did they talk anything about policies or anything like that?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't watch any
They
of them.
just wave their flag and say how great we are. So
I never watched them in my entire life of politics. I've never watched.
I didn't watch the Republican one.
I didn't watch any of them, so
yeah,
I
I
couldn't
watched
tell you.
the one with Trump. I did watch that one.
Yeah.
But as far as the Democrat ones, it was just saw something quick. Didn't sit there and watch them. But yeah, it was more of a carnival. I mean, or a concert, or God,
Award
I don't-
ceremony in Hollywood.
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it.
Nope.
Anyway, so Rich Grabowski is supposed to come on this morning. However, he had a personal issue come up, so he's going to try and come in Tuesday to talk about changing government. But since we really want to get the feel on the people out there and how they feel about it, where they think the option should be. Should we change? Should we not change? I mean, Griswold's getting bigger. There's more things going on. Should we go board of five? Should we go to a town manager with a council? I forget what the other option was. I went to the meeting the other night. They were talking about several options, and Rich had more information. There's like three options they're looking at. So he'll get more detail on it. But I just wanted to get an opinion from you guys and from the residents out there that are listening. What do they think we should be doing? And
So if they're going to have a 5-member board, what are they thinking about with the borough? Is the borough going to be the borough leadership now going to become part of the 5-member board, or is they going to remain on the road? Is that what they're thinking? No, I'm not thinking that.
no, they're not going to combine with the borough. The borough's going to stay
The
as
borough's
is.
going to stay. So
Yeah.
then
They talked about having an individual from the borough.
No, that should not happen.
But you still got to elect these people in. So
That should not
Yeah,
happen.
there's no town people on the borough board. So
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I'm agreeing with.
Yeah.
They should not have a borough person
keep
on the
that
board.
separate. Yeah,
well, if they happen to get endorsed and they happen to live in the borough and they get
they can run. They pay taxes.
they get on the ballot, and they get in.
But
that-
they
then
represent
that's-
the town, not the borough.
Right. So there you go.
So that's the only reason why. But should not be any borough administration on the board, because if it's separated, to me that would be a conflict of interest. If you have them
Right,
on a board,
They run their own stuff. We run our own. I mean,
exactly. So
They do, but we also some of our ordinances and policies, run into each
But-
other, and
but that's the way it should be.
lately,
They
I think
shouldn't
the
have
big
their
one
own.
that's come up a couple of times online is the noise ordinance. Somebody reared their head on that one the other night. There must have been something going on, and Melissa Cassidy actually commented on it because she was at the meetings where they discussed it,
Yep.
and it was. I threw my 2 cents in there that listen, that'll got kicked back to whatever the state law is, and
Yeah,
you
statute.
got to
Yep.
call the state police. They're on board with it. It was in the borough. I know that.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
I've
and they've got
watched,
the state police to enforce it. So
that's it.
Yeah.
Simple.
there you go.
I've watched there's a couple of cop shows on TV that I kind of watch sometimes over the weekend, and a lot of times they get called out for noise.
Mm.
Okay, and basically the cops go there. They don't measure anything,
They just
but
calm it
it's
down.
usually somebody having their radio up loud, music playing loud, and there's a time frame when they have to be shut off. I think it's like 10 o'clock. Or
Yeah.
something. And they go there and they just tell them, look,
Yeah.
turn it down. They
Turn
don't-
it down. Yep.
Yeah.
That's all.
If they don't turn it down, they got to go back a couple times. Then they'll take action. But
Yeah.
normally people,
Just be good neighbors. That's all.
that's it, and that's the way it is. They don't go in there with any kind of measuring monitors and all this other crap. So
Yeah. Well, mind your own damn business. All right?
Yeah. Not in my backyard.
yeah,
I can make all the noise I want. So I think that it's like from either 7 a.m. to 10 or 8 a.m. to 10
Yeah,
a.m.
that's a
and
certain
p.m.
time frame that,
That is typically the standard.
yeah.
So, except for
Yeah.
maybe the weekends might be an hour later or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But during the work week, it's usually 10 p.m.
Right.
And you got to keep the noise down. And,
Yeah. Yeah. So,
and if you're going to have something that's noisy, there's permits to get for that. So, you get permission from the town.
yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, but
All right.
you're right. They, why would you have a separate ordinance committee for the borough and an ordinance committee for the town? That didn't make any sense. So
No.
I can see why they're all combined together. Because in reality, they are part of the town,
Yes.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
course.
So, I know.
Got to make sure they agree to them and sign off on them and read them.
What are you getting to, Paul?
Nothing. Sometimes you got to read them.
Yeah, you got to read them and understand them, and have a meeting and agree to the way it's written, and then make the changes, and then come back, and
and
then be told that it's not right yet.
Put it through legal, and come back 6 times.
Yeah, you just
and,
got to read them. Yeah.
you can have 3 or 4 special meetings and discuss it some more, and talk about a change of government, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So, is it going to make it more efficient? That's the thing. You get 5
Well-
people, now you get 2 more people, and you get differences of opinions, and but you also can delegate some of the responsibilities away to a couple more people, because then there was some talking. The first selectman job was considered a part-time job years ago. Today, that's not the case with all the stuff you have to be aware of and responsibilities of the town, running a town hall, trying to bring revenue and economic development, things like that. Although, when you read the definition or even look at the state statute for selectmen and stuff like that, they're supposed to oversee all the commissions and committees, and
Do
be
they
part of
really,
those.
Do they really oversee all the commissions and committees?
no,
They don't.
but they
There hasn't been-
placed some people in like a liaison.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to be the liaison for the ordinance.
Well, I
Committee.
haven't seen any BOS at any of the committees that I've been on.
They go to BOF.
They have to.
Yeah.
They don't go to that one, man. That's the money
those two,
maker.
those
That's the
two
only
like
one.
this. I mean, they
That's
kind
the
of
only
got
one.
it, right?
They don't go to any
during
others.
the development of the budget.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I saw
they're
Tina was at
there.
the BOF meeting the other night.
Yeah.
They don't go to any other
Well, that
ones.
was because of the executive session issue.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why they're. That's why Lori Sorter was there too, the warden.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess if we're going to go five person selectman group, then they should look into the backgrounds of the people that are running. You just don't want some Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yeah, I want to be politically. I want to be a. Yeah. You got to have somebody that's got some business background because everybody keeps saying we need to run the town like a business.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're not. We're running it off the.
Yeah.
So if you go to 5 people,
It's going to be interesting.
would it change this whole thing? Like I'm looking at some agenda for the next meeting on August 27th for the Board of Selectmen, and there's the first item is 5 meetings, 4 of which were special meetings that have to have the minutes approved. Why are we having so many special meetings?
Not enough people. The problem is, right? They only can because of the 3. They're limited, right?
They can't discuss
Anything.
town
There's
business
2
or make
people.
any decision of town business if there's 2 of them talking. So for
Right.
them to be able to communicate and agree on things, they developed all these special meetings to be on the same
But it's
page.
always
on,
been a
on
board of
stuff.
3. Why all
Yeah.
of a sudden? I mean, granted, there's some things going on, but it's not like things haven't been going on in the past. And you never saw all these special meetings.
Right. That's true. It is a good point because you never saw them last year.
No.
Well, the way I look at it now, the 3 that we have seem to be working together on all this stuff instead of one individual making all the decisions. I think that's been the issue in the past. They look first selectmen, they make all the decisions. So
Maybe.
where are the other selectmen and stuff like that?
Maybe
so
they're doing it right.
So they seem to be working together, and I see Rich take on a couple things, and Martin takes on a couple things, and Tina does her thing.
Right. In,
you
in
know,
the
to
past,
oversee the business of the
it was all
town.
right here.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
they're doing it the right way.
So they're sharing responsibilities, being inclusive. So that's a good thing. That's
So
the way it
when you
should
go to
be.
5, are they still going to have a special meeting?
Maybe not as much. You know, you can talk to one other individual. You don't have to have a special meeting,
Because you didn't meet a quorum.
right? So
Yeah.
So
That's right. That would
that was
eliminate
the question when you had the two selectmen on this committee for government change or whatever they call it, which I believe Rich is the chair of that, and you've got Rich and Martin on there, but they're not talking on making decisions on the town. They're coming up with a plan to propose to the town. I believe they're going to try and get like a public hearing first, and then have a town meeting. Once they decide which they want to go, have a town meeting, to have a vote or whatever, see if it'll move forward, and then with the board of selectmen. So believe that's what
do
they're
they know
doing.
what the financial impact would be on the residents with 2 more people?
With 2 more
Two
people, you're $6,000,
Yeah, $3,000 per selectman.
6,000.
which is really not much enough.
So the financial impact.
But then
is not-
again, if you're looking for $107 on
Well,
a,
hey,
on
that's
a
a
banner,
problem.
Well,
that's
good
a big
question.
deal.
You couldn't even get your $107 back.
Could have gone into the cash drawer for that.
No, I got it. I got to thank Scott Davis and the Board of Finance. Thanks to you, Paul. You asked for the request, and I got it. So there you go.
I'm glad they decided for $107.
I was a bad boy. I didn't, I went over my budget last year, which was,
Well, that's not the case. And
Yep.
let's explain this whole thing.
oh,
I want to explain this thing, right? We got $1,000 in our next year's budget.
started July 1st. Yes.
Correct. We had a Heroes Day that was coming up prior to that July date.
Right.
All right. Being new to this whole budget thing and not realizing the first time we ever got any money from the Board of Finance, that we thought we had the money, not realizing that it didn't take effect until beginning of July. So you went out and you got the banner because it made sense. We were at the Heroes Day and we needed to identify ourselves
Exactly.
because we want people to realize that there is a health and safety team committee in town.
And believe
that's
it or
why
not,
you bought it.
We had people that said they didn't know we had
Correct.
a public health and safety
right.
committee.
And we gave out a lot of information. So that we wanted that banner. And I think the part that kind of ticked me off was the fact that they wouldn't give you your money back. And what they wanted you to do
On a technicality.
And what bothered me was they wanted you to bypass the rule, which is, to me, is not right. They wanted you to go back and predate that thing after the new
Post date
budget
it, yeah.
year.
They
Now,
want me to
that's
post
not the
it.
right
What
to do
business is
anything.
going to do that?
Rules are rules,
Right.
and you have to follow the rules. And exactly what we did is we went back, and I was told by the financial guide, if you send this in, we can do it versus all the crap that they had to go through to get it. And you did. And the thing is, now you got people sitting on the board. Well, why are we giving them back his money? Well, if it was their friggin' money, you think they'd be sitting there saying no? They'd be saying,
No,
yeah.
there's
Nobody from
one
another board would have stepped up
individual.
and paid for it out of their pocket to
No, they
begin
would
with.
not.
Yeah.
I didn't get so during the BOF. I didn't get a lot of pushback. There was just one individual said, "Is this a habit of overspending? Or going over your budget?" Well, when
We
your
should have one.
budget line was $10, it's not hard to go over your budget because it was just holding that line. That's all it was.
Mm.
And if we would have known, we would have waited. We wouldn't have done it. But being new
Well-
to having any money,
I was under the impression, like most places, they have an expense account for things like that.
I know.
So, and I was wrong.
Petty cash, right?
But I had asked some people in the town hall, "Hey, can I go get this?" And then they said, "Yeah, just bring the receipt back. We'll pay you back." Da, 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 da. So I got it. I brought the receipt in, and I was told, "Oh, you didn't have any money in your budget."
Yeah, I just
So I
think it's
can't really-
important that people understand that we were not going to break the rule in after dating
No.
the purchase. We were going to follow
You
the rule.
couldn't ask a respectable business to do that.
You can't do
You
that,
can't.
and they wanted you to do that. To me, that's a crock.
Yeah.
That's against the rules.
So
So
it got done.
It
It was
got
harder
done.
than it should have been.
it was a lot more crap.
But,
Than, right.
And any committees or commissions here should have maybe a couple $100 in their budget that look like they need something. I think the EDC's got $5,000.
Yes.
in theirs. Now we got 1,000.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about it going forward.
Right.
But it was interesting that, so, I couldn't even go down to McDonald's and get a combo meal with a $10 in our line item.
No.
Okay.
It never got spent.
So
It
never got spent. So anyway,
Well,
I
could
just
you
want to
ever
thank
buy
Scott
with it?
Davis
Nothing.
and the Board of Finance
Couple of
for
coffees,
taking
right?
care of that. It's behind us.
Yeah, it's done.
And now
But
we got a budget,
I
don't
think
have
it
to
was
worry about
important that you weren't trying to break any rules. You were trying to follow the rules. It was other people that were trying to make us break the rules. So, but it's done. It's over.
No, I just said no. And so what we did was we put a request in. You put a request
Right.
in to get it on the agenda for Board of Finance.
Got it done.
And that was the other way to get it done, to have them vote
We
on
did
it.
the right way.
And, got it,
Well, now you know.
checks in the mail.
So we're
At
done.
least, next June, you still got what, $893 in the budget for
No, we got 1,000.
public health and safety.
Got 1,000. I don't know if they're
No,
taking
they
it
didn't
out of
They
take
didn't take it out of the
they're
1,000.
taking it
No.
out the exchange
Oh, I
account or
see.
something
Okay,
like
I
that.
got you.
They're coming out of another
So you
account
still got $1,000 there, so you don't have to worry.
because we had bought it before this budget.
So they couldn't
They
take it out
can't.
of that
So
1,000.
they got another avenue of getting it. So,
Yeah, it's not like everybody knows how the budget works.
Yeah.
You know, everybody don't know it.
I
Nobody
would
would
think in the
explain it.
next budget, they ought to talk about maybe
Probably come out of
having
the general fund and we got to pay it back.
have an expense. Maybe think about having an expense account for some of these small items or something like that. It just makes
You think
Doesn't
you'd
make
have
it
a
so
petty
hard.
cash box someplace,
Yeah.
right? I mean, $100
Most-
or less, this is where it's at. Yeah.
Most businesses do.
yeah. So
Mhm.
anyway,
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't have
done.
anybody making any comments. So we got some viewers out there, but what else we want to talk about? Let's see. We had Brian Lanew's state rep fundraiser campaign thing going on last night at Tooley's. I went to
He's
that.
running again.
He's running again.
Any opposition?
I don't think he does.
I thought he had a guy from Preston, but he dropped out,
Yeah,
I think.
I don't think he's got anything going
Yeah.
on, but he had to have a certain limit of money to get to, and so I think he met that last night.
Did he?
Amount of people that
Yeah, he
showed
needed
up
like
donated.
$1,200 or something.
Yeah.
Actually, the RTC gave him most of that, didn't they?
No,
Thought they approved $1,500 for Heather and $1,000 for Brian.
yeah, but he hasn't. There's a certain avenue for that
Oh, okay.
that I have to look up, and I have to take care of that as the treasurer. But I'll talk to Jared about that. He knows a lot more about that stuff than I do.
But would that have counted towards this 1,200?
I don't know. It's these rules they had are not
Yeah, I
clear
know.
cut.
It's very convoluted.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
So, like everything else, you deal with the state or whatever. It's not easy. Let's see what else is going on
Boy, it's a good question.
besides being a beautiful day out there. And
No, it is nice outside. It's very cool. I think over the weekend it's supposed to get back up into the 80s again tomorrow and Sunday.
I don't know when's the humidity coming back. That's what I'm concerned
it's not
about.
coming back.
It's not coming back
Not
yet.
right now, anyway.
That's good.
So,
That'd be
but
good.
80s over Saturday and Sunday.
We'll cover the pool up.
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that yet. I'm not giving it up.
Nighttime's
My granddaughters will be sad if I do
They
that.
like cold water. It doesn't matter.
No, they don't want this cold water. It's
No.
pretty cold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
So-
the nighttime temperatures are cooling
Yep.
that water right off.
No, sure. It's not going to warm back up.
Although September in the past has been kind of warm.
You put a solar cover on, you'll gain on it. But
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
school starts what next week?
Yep. School starts next week. You want to talk about the thing Dawn's putting on?
Oh yeah, you got the flyer.
Yep. From Public Health and Safety. Public Health and Safety is active in, providing some facts to the public. This is one of them.
Yeah, you got the flyer.
Let's see if we can get this on the camera. Yes.
Let's see. Yep. Yeah. So you can read it. Just read it to everybody so they know it's listening. So
So it's a book reading. Shaman rides the school bus. It's going to be read on the bus to, I guess it's targeting mostly like the new kids coming into school.
Yeah.
To
kindergarten.
teach them
and
about
first
getting on a
graders, yeah.
bus and bus safety and all that stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't there supposed to be goats? Weren't goats involved with that? Because It's had something to do with goats, I thought I remember. But anyway, it's going to be September 11th, 11 o'clock at the town hall in the parking lot. There will be a school bus there.
Okay.
There's no sign up, just show up. It's supposed to be pretty interesting. It's not the first time this person has ever done this, so it should be
Okay.
interesting for the young kids.
All right.
But I thought there was goats involved for some reason.
Oh,
Goats.
goats.
Goats, planes, trains, and automobiles, right? That's what's going on. Public
All right.
health and safety for September.
Perfect.
Well, goats make sense. They're a bunch of
Hey,
kids.
can you monitor Griswold news and notes, see if anybody's making comments on that? Because I've got nobody making anything
Yeah.
on Facebook here. So and I know you can get into Griswold news and notes. I don't do that social media stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Let's see. So so the other options they've been talking about is town manager and council, town council.
That would be more expensive for the town.
I don't see it.
But that you don't see it.
See yesterday.
You see yesterday, you don't see it.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I think if you went with
before,
if you went with a town council, that would be much more expensive. I think probably, and this is only my own opinion, is going with a 5-member board to start off with.
Yeah.
Is probably a good thing just to see how it works out, and then change after that. Because I know a lot of people are going to question why you're going from 3 to 5. So they really need to get their act together to explain why they're doing it.
Yeah.
You know. So
Nothing, huh?
no, it's on Mike's page, but I don't see it on news and notes.
I thought I clicked Mike's page, news and notes.
no.
I opened it up. It didn't have anything clicked. I had to open everything up that
Yeah.
I thought was open up before. Mike went through this before that when he walked in, I don't know what day it was, Monday or Tuesday, he walked in, he had to set everything back up again. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So-
Okay. Well, you know,
Nope,
Well-
don't see it.
okay. Anyway, apologize for that.
No.
So grants. So at the Mr. Lanew's thing last night, I ran to Tracy Henson, who's the first select woman at Voluntown,
So they have
and asked her about it. She says she's got a grant writer.
She has one or doesn't?
Yeah, she has one. And she's written a few grants.
Is it a position or is
Full
it
time, part time.
is it a part?
I didn't get into a lot of detail whether,
because they're smaller than us.
yes, but they've accumulated about $3 million in grants in the last 3-4 years.
Wow.
And
Yeah, I mean, we can't say we don't have a grant writer because we do, because it's the town planner.
yeah,
So he's doing multiple jobs in
Yeah.
writing grants.
and he got a $110,000 grant for the Petrillo property for cleanup, right?
Yeah, that was granted a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it seemed like I don't know if that was a long time ago. It was probably
No, it's
a
been
few
a
months
while.
ago.
No, the first I
been
heard
months
of it
ago.
was a few months ago.
Yeah, because it was in the paper. It was in the bulletin because I saw it.
Yeah, so it's been probably a couple months, 3 months maybe.
Yeah. So
But we were sitting on it because we were waiting for the bankruptcy
Right.
filing, see what came out of that, and that got kicked to the curb. So now they can move forward with all that,
So they
Gotcha.
couldn't foreclose on the property.
right?
gotcha.
So
I mean, it's not the greatest looking piece of property if you go by.
no,
there.
but it's got a good location. And said they
Yeah.
clean it up. Somebody, I guess, is already interested, from what I
That's
understand.
what I heard.
Once it's cleaned up and
It's
everything.
right on the
so,
line.
so a lot of traffic goes through there.
Yeah,
So,
people aren't familiar where it is. If you drive down into Voluntown, towards Voluntown on the left-hand side, is that beat up
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
yeah, my wife says it's not on news and notes; it's on Facebook. So yeah,
A couple of junk cars. It was
Yeah,
a
and I'm
camping
not.
trailer that the back corner was smashed in on, and
yeah.
Yeah, I hate to
Yeah,
go back
that's-
out and
that's
try to
what it
click
is.
it again because I'm afraid I'll lose the whole darn
all
show.
I see it on is Mike's page. I don't see
Mike's
it on
page.
any news notes.
Uh,
Griswold
she
Now,
says it's
Griswold
on
Discuss,
Facebook. My wife
nothing.
says it's on Facebook.
Okay.
Sorry for the people on news and notes, but for some reason I had to come in and I had to change everything. And I thought I clicked on news and notes, and maybe it turned off after I closed the window. But anyway, so yeah, so they have a grant writer, and I told her we'll come talk to her, get some more information from her, or how it's helping her
Yeah, I'm
out.
just
And,
curious whether it's full-time or part-time.
well, like you said, there's a lot more conversation about grants now.
In our own town.
Oh yeah.
in our own town.
Wow.
yeah.
Wonder what happened there.
I don't know.
So anyway, so yeah, there's things that are out there that we could be utilizing money instead of taking it out of our own budget and
Couple of visits,
And putting
couple
it
of
on-
conversations, a little bit of information.
and putting on the tax burden on the residents. So we
Mhm.
need to take
Yeah.
advantage of that.
Well,
Moving
it wasn't
forward.
taking advantage. It was just the easy way out.
So
Yeah.
yeah, grants can be and even Tracy said the same thing. Same thing with everybody you talk about grants. They're not easy, and
You
it
don't
depends
write it,
on the
you don't
audience
write
you're
it the
sending
right
it to.
way.
Yeah.
Forget it. Yep.
Yeah, and some people help you out with it. They send you back comments. You need to do this. You need to do that. Whatever. But yeah. So it's a matter of just doing a number of them and getting some experience of how it needs to be filled out, sent in. And I guess it's for each different type of activity you're looking at. It can be worded differently.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's not easy, like everything else. So
well, there'll be some interesting topics for the people to think about come this late fall into the winter regarding grants and 5-member board and things like that. So people have to think about whether they want it or they don't want it.
yeah, well, I'd like to see some people comment now, and what do they think? Should we make a change, or are we going to wait till Rich comes on and explain in more detail and talk about it? Because everybody has a voice in this town, how they feel about things, and this is a good forum to at least get some idea what people think about.
The only impact to the town is for every selectman that you add, it's $3,000 a year. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Which is not much.
Nope.
Peanuts.
Nope, it's not. I don't know what the number was. Martin said the other night they've had 60 some special meetings, maybe, I think,
Just
since they've been in.
4 out of 5 being approved.
Yeah.
The next selectmen's meeting, 4. And more, some of them 2 in one day.
So they're also talking about staggering terms.
Yeah.
So you have
That's a good
consistency.
idea. That's a good idea.
Because the other thing-
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that does make sense because when they replace them, the whole board can
Everybody's
go
gotta
and
start
and
over.
then you start over
Yep.
again.
No, just like what happened.
yeah.
Yeah. So we got 3 new individuals, even though some of them have been on before.
Yeah.
Like Martin had been a selectman before. I think Rich had been a selectman before.
Right.
Yeah.
But how long
But
ago?
it was a totally different board
Yeah,
this
that's a good
time,
point.
right? Tina, replaced first select person, stepping into whatever, and it takes them several months to figure out where they're at, where they need
Yeah,
to go.
that's a good point. That makes sense.
Who's going to do this, who's going to do that.
Well, that's what they do with not state reps but senators. They stagger them. They're not.
Yeah. So if they go to a 5, then you're going to have 3 run 1 year, and then the other 2 run the other year, and then you just have some continuity of.
It's going to be interesting the
leadership.
first year because now you got 3. Now you're going to have all 5 coming in.
Well,
Well,
what would they have to do?
potentially, Right?
Yeah.
So what would they have to do is they would have to short term the 2, right, and have them run again in a year or something like. They're also talking about extending the terms 3 to 4 years. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they need more people and they need longer terms, but
so if you do that, now you can stagger them every 2 years, right? If you start staggering them every year, now you're going to have elections every year, and it's going to cost the town money to have
Yep.
elections every year. And early voting. Oh, let's talk about early voting.
I don't
How
know
that-
if
how
early
that's
voting would
working
apply to
out, but-
town elections. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So everything costs money, and the Register of Voters the other night, the RTC said it cost us approximately $8,800 for the primary that was ran
in salaries.
a week or so ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just to pay for the polling people in the
Yep.
Yeah.
in the room.
Yeah.
And that's just for a week, right?
Yes, 7 days,
The national elections are 2 weeks,
14 days.
so it's going to be at least twice as much, maybe more.
And there's going to be more people.
Yep.
Because that was only Republicans.
Right?
So there's going to be more people. You're going to have Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah. So you're going to have, it's going to be, it could be even 3 times more than that.
Could be
So I think we budgeted $50,000
for the year.
in the budget for the year,
Wow.
which is, in the budget for
And
the
then that
taxpayer
primary
to
for
pay
sec-
for something that is Is
In
it
that
really?
primary for 7 days, there was 1, 2, 3. I think there was only 4, because then you had moderators and whatnot. But I mean, as far as poll workers, there was 4 a day.
Yeah.
That was it,
Wow.
and it still chewed up
Yeah.
$8,800
So you're going to have twice that probably, because now you're going to have Democrats and
At
Republicans
least.
in there
at least.
voting, and independents, and
You're gonna
anybody
have-
else that can vote be walking in there.
You're gonna have. It's gonna be at the school. You know how big it gets, right?
Yeah.
There's gonna be more than one tabulator.
Yeah. It was
just on and on it goes.
just for the election we had last year for the municipal voting. It was busy in
Yeah.
the school
At the
all day
school.
long. This is going to be an even bigger event.
Oh God, yeah.
So I'm just going to go back to one comment you made that we don't vote every year. Is that true? I'm trying to think of the sequence of.
Yeah, there seems to be a vote every year because
Seems
you
to
got
be a
the
vote
local
every year.
voting, and then you
It's-
have the state reps are every 2 years.
Yeah, so you would probably.
Yeah, and on the off
Yeah.
year, you got the local voting here because most of, except for you got some seats that are 4 years on boards.
Yeah,
Some are 2.
right.
Right.
Senators are 4, I believe, 6.
Senators 6, yeah,
6.
I believe.
Yeah. So
So yeah, it seems like
so. It may not be an
every
issue.
year you've got something going
Yeah,
on
So I would
voting
think
wise.
that maybe that wouldn't be an issue then.
Yeah.
If you have a town, because it'd be just tacking right on to the other one.
So there's been some thought about 4-year terms for the selectmen because 2 years you really
Well,
just getting
that's
into
a
it.
good
just getting into it after about 8-9 months, getting
well,
into the
that's a good
flow.
question. Do you want the selectmen to have a 4-year term? What if you don't like what the selectmen's doing? I can see the people who are second selectmen having a 4-year term,
Hmm.
but do you really want to have the select? What if you don't like what they're doing? You can't get rid of them for 4 years.
Well, that's just one vote, right? Whatever they're doing, you got the other 2.
Just
Right.
saying.
Yeah, I know.
I
Well, that's the same with any
I know,
elected
but-
position, right?
Well,
Same thing with the president of the United States. What if you don't like what they're doing? Well, guess what? Nothing. Unless they
that's-
really are breaking the rules or something
That's-
like that,
yeah.
right?
that's different.
But
I don't know.
the
That's
selectmen?
something should be thought about.
yeah, I mean, some people are liking the idea because, like they were saying, for 2 years, what are you going to try and get done in 2 years?
Well,
Because you're not productive for the full
yeah,
2
but
years.
but you still have the other 5 or other 4, that are going to still be there, right? That
Yeah.
could follow through. As a matter of fact, what's to say that one of those 4 couldn't run for first selectman?
Right.
They could.
Yeah, they could.
So
Matter of fact, one of them probably did.
yeah,
If you've got 5,
yeah,
because when I ran, I missed out on a seat like by 40 votes or something
Mhm.
like that.
yeah.
So, it's very possible that the other person who's run for first selectman would become,
Yeah.
and it's happened
That's
before.
possible. Yeah. So
It's happened before.
I'm not so sure if I agree with the tech selectman being 4 years, but the other ones I don't see why not, because they can follow through. I mean, if they start something, the other 4 have been involved with it since the beginning,
Yeah.
so they can continue it on. I mean, let's face it. There's been some selectmen that we wanted to get rid of, and we couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
can
we
you-
did.
Huh?
But we did.
Oh, you did, but it was only because it was the 2-year time frame.
Right.
If it was 4 years,
You can't impeach a selectman.
No.
no. So that's something to think about whether you want to do that or not.
So this is just like they only had like 2 meetings, so they got a lot of discussions to come up with. They're focused on, I think, 3 options. Come up with some ideas and discuss at the next meeting, which is in September, I believe. So
So you're not on the committee, though.
no, I just go as
Last
a resident.
I heard, they were taking it to the lawyer this fall to discuss and see what comes out of that. I guess before you.
Yeah, they gotta
Know anything.
They gotta look at the legalities of everything when they
Sure.
do that, and they're gonna have to have an ordinance change and a charter change or whatever they want to come up, whichever way they go.
I don't know of any town that has 5.
So
I mean, knowledge is different because it has a
Town council.
Town council.
Mhm.
That's a completely.
City council. Right?
yeah,
I
but
don't
not
think
every
anybody-
town's the same. I found out last night from Tracy
Yeah.
in Volantown they don't have a board of finance.
Really?
No,
You know,
it's the finance director and the board of selectmen that decide, the budget.
She used to come to the station.
Yeah.
At one time,
Yeah.
and then she stopped. Yeah, she
Yeah.
used to come.
Yeah.
I don't know what the reason was, but she used to come and just like,
Probably makes things easier.
yeah.
So I was surprised at that.
One less group
And
of
Rich and
people.
I were like looking at each other. Wow.
So
So yeah, it takes some changes. You know, I'm not saying we need to get rid of the Board of Finance, but I'm just saying,
No.
you know, that I was surprised that they didn't have that. Of course,
Well,
their
that
school
was
system isn't nearly as large as ours.
small. Well, they got one school.
right,
You know,
So
one school.
Yep.
You know, it's just
pretty easy.
simple. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what the size of their budget is. I know their town garage isn't that big.
Everything is
Whatever.
small.
So it's smaller
Yeah.
scale or stuff like that. Still got some headaches. She told me some of the headaches she's gone through.
Yeah.
But
Well, of course, there's going to be headaches in every town.
yep.
So,
All right. So I'm getting nothing.
nobody.
Nobody. Nobody's
Nobody's-
interested in changing government, I guess, or putting their opinion out there and
Nobody cares.
help us out, what they think.
Well, it'll probably be the same way when it comes down to asking people whether they want it or not. And people are going to look at it and say, nah, let's keep it like it is. Why mess it up?
Yeah, how's it working for us? You know, but hey, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that'll be
They'll come up with a proposal. They'll go through the lawyers, and then they'll come up with a public hearing, and then they'll go through the process. And if it gets, you know, whatever they come up with gets voted down, like I think several years ago they tried to do this, right, under school check 4 to 5, and that got shot down then. So
Yeah.
it's like people are worried about the money. Well,
yeah.
sometimes you just can't be short sighted
Well, I did,
by the money thing.
but I think back then the second and third selectmen made more money than they do now. I think their salaries were higher, I believe, and then they dropped them.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah, because they
Yeah,
used to
but
be higher.
if I look from what I've seen from prior select persons, you know,
Yeah,
not the first select ones, others, you know, they weren't as involved,
yeah.
you know, part of the decision making. Now they're getting more involved. So, you know, I don't think it's going to be a big burden either way. But the you know, the biggest issue right now is which it's peanuts for the selectmen pay is the sewer issues going on in the borough now and what's going on with that. I know Mike has been asking for some information. I guess it's all on the borough page, a lot of the information. So anybody that's interested in looking at what's going on with that, you know, take a look at the borough page and read up on it. So there's some interesting issues there that are coming to light. And we don't know. I know they're looking for grants, looking for loans to see what they can do for corrective actions and to fix it and get it where it needs to be. I mean, it's not an imminent thing right now, but it needs attention. So,
Is the result of that is just it's wear and tear and not pre-planning for the future and
Lack of maintenance.
lack of maintenance to save money?
oh, it's
They don't
like a
have any-
maintenance
They
and
don't
money.
have any maintenance guys.
Yeah.
They had 3 operators. That's all
Yeah.
they are, is operators. They're not maintenance guys.
If something broke, I guess they bring a contractor in, replace
Well,
whatever.
no, it's just coming up and doing work for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And billing them for it.
So
Well, which is not a bad thing because a lot of times when you outsource it like that, you're not paying all
You're not
the
paying
extra.
salary and benefits for
Correct. So
days
it's
on
really
end,
not a
you
bad
know,
thing.
right,
A lot
exactly.
of companies
But you
outsource.
can't do a knee jerk thing because listen, if Norwich has a major problem, you're not getting
Guess
guys
what?
to come
They're
up here.
going there, of course.
That's right.
the other thing is they don't have anything on the shelf. So
No,
you have to order it. You have to wait for it to show up.
Yep.
And if it's not 1 for 1, now you got to see if it's going to fit.
I mean, have
You
they?
know?
And I think they have. Don't they have to go in for a rating? No, they don't have to go in for a rate increase, do they? As a result of CMAQ, the sewer.
I think they just had one. They're asking for another one, I think, this fall rate increase.
The sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all based on.
They did have one, right? It was like 9.5%.
And a lot of it is a lack of flow.
Yep.
That was planned by now. They're supposed to have a lot more flow, a lot more money coming in and be able to maintain stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
Hey, you get what you pay for. Pretty much, same old saying, right? Get what you pay for. If you're not going to invest in it, you know. But you know, if you're not keeping the leadership aware of what's going on too, you know. So I don't know what conversation's been going on for the last couple of years on it, you know.
Yeah, because don't forget, a lot of that flow comes out of Lisbon Landing.
Some of it
A
does,
little
yes.
bit of flow that comes out of there.
Yeah, there's some of it. It's
You probably got more out of one restaurant than you do the whole Lisbon Landing project.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what do you got out of Walmart and Home Depot and Cole? You get a toilet flush once in a while, right? The restaurant, they're using water all the time.
when they talked about it, it was a percentage, and it wasn't a high percentage
No,
of
no.
the flow at all. So, I mean, it adds some, but not where it needs to be for them to make money and be able to do what they need to do.
Well, we need to give people something to give them diarrhea.
I think we did. Board of 5. No, I don't know.
Go slip a little mineral oil in
So
their
think
food,
about
right?
Yeah, Drew City's got to put something in the water.
You know, if it overflows, it might be there already. Who knows?
Mm.
We don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So,
3 flushes to clear the bowl.
Well, you know, unfortunately, everything is late. You know, when like I say, when 164 goes in, you know, over the next couple of years, if stuff gets built along 164, that would hopefully increase the flow as long as it's not a lot of residential, because you really don't want residential.
no, we got to
You
have
want-
some
You
commercial.
got to
in
have
there.
something pretty big up there to.
Yeah, we need some commercial. You know, I'm hoping that Heritage River will be the only residential piece
Yeah.
going there, and we'll get some commercial stuff going on and get some more revenue constantly coming into the town that'll help offset the tax base and, you know,
Yeah.
and be able to give us some money to be able to do things
I
positively
think what
with.
would really, really help is get the gas up there. You know, if you get the gas up there, that, you know, a lot of companies are going to build big projects. They're not heating their buildings with electric or oil. They
Yeah.
want gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's,
Well,
it's
that's
clean. It's
yeah.
easy. It's,
you'd have to go on the bridge.
well, of course, and it's huge
That's-
money to do
that's
it.
huge money to
But-
go on the bridge.
You know, Eversource is, well, Yankee Gas, whatever they are these days, they go based on the demand. If they've got enough demand to justify it, they will do it.
Yeah, they'll do it.
They don't charge you. They will do it. They will extend gas mains.
Yeah.
Most of your gas mains now are all plastic. It's not welded steel anymore.
Yeah, and basically it's at the school already, so
Yeah.
it'd be a
Right.
matter of
It's
just
not
going
far.
up,
Yep.
going across.
Making a turn and going across the.
You guarantee them enough load, they will bring them. They will bring the
Yeah.
gas up there.
Yeah, I don't know what the expensive. I know going on the bridge with cable's not cheap.
Well, you know, you got to go to the state for that. So there's, you know,
Yeah,
a little bit
Yep.
of time there, but
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if
Mhm.
it ever happens. But even just having a sewer and water there is a plus.
sure.
I mean, we keep talking about the properties on 164, but we're forgetting about the properties where
All them neighborhoods.
where Petromac is.
Right.
You got land on the left hand side
Right.
if you were going to, you know,
Job lots.
job lot,
Mhm.
and then you have the other side. You got the old
Yeah.
flag property that is
Yep.
up for sale. So you got stuff there that's available. So, but there's already sewer and water there. I
You got the
believe.
stop
Yeah.
property. You know,
Yeah.
what's going to go on?
So-
What's going to happen there? Who
Yeah.
knows?
So
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Sure.
land that's
All right. So we got Amanda Barbara. She says hello. She wants to make new friends. So hello.
Good morning.
And so we got a couple comments, but not a lot.
Yeah.
So I was hoping we get more involvement in talking about our government. And
well, I don't think a lot of people know about it.
well, that's why we're trying to talk about it now, so people are aware of
Yeah.
what's going
I
on.
don't think a lot of people read a lot of the stuff that's handed it to them.
Yeah.
You know, people just
Well, if they don't get the notifications,
well, even if you get the notification, a lot of people don't read them. People get information and they don't read anything. They just, I didn't have a chance to read it. You know, that's the way it is around here. Nobody reads anything. You have to dictate it to them and read it to them like a fifth grader.
Angry Paul.
and explain it 3 times.
You
right?
got to
Paul?
read.
Come on.
You got to read it to them like a fifth grader.
Come on, Paul. Let them have it.
Anyway, what else is going on around here? School's starting next week.
Yeah.
All the parents are jumping for joy.
Watch out for the buses. Watch out for the bus stops.
Well, the most important thing now, don't forget, kids are going to be on the streets, so
Yep.
it means stop for school buses.
Sure.
Yep.
Which
Take your time. And I'm going to tell you something. Some of the driving I've seen this summer,
terrible.
It's like, oh my
Horrible.
Look at all
God.
the accidents on 395.
People passing people on the soft shoulders.
Oh, it's terrible.
And it's like, what are you doing? And it's just crazy. You know,
you in that
zigzagging.
much of a hurry? Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's like, you finally catch up to them getting off the exit in Norwich, and it's like, okay, you saved 30 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
After-
Because I had somebody whizzing by me the other day. He's flying. I said, oh, good luck to you, buddy. I get down to the freaking traffic light, and there he is right in
Yep.
front of me.
Yep.
It's like, what the hell did I gain?
Yeah, nothing.
Not a thing.
He got there first. That's what it gained you.
That's all it gave him.
Yeah.
It's the car in front of
A
me.
little more gas and
Yep.
You know,
more
so-
wear on his brakes.
The thrill.
Oh,
The thrill of the race.
yeah, I tell you, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's and the motorcycle accidents we've had
Oh, that's terrible.
in this state.
Oh, it started off early with them.
It's
Holy
terrible.
cow.
There's been more this year than
Yep.
I think I've ever seen it in summer. For some reason, I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
I've seen some. They had to be going 100 flying by me.
Hmm.
You know, some of these,
Well,
some of
there
these
are
bikes.
some these young guys on some of these motorcycles that are kind of crazy. They just, you know, not realizing.
Yeah.
Right, you could kill yourself there, buddy. But
Yes.
I think a lot of the old
You blow a
guys.
tire and it's all over.
Yeah, I think a lot of
You
the
don't even have to hit nothing.
older riders who have been driving for many years and driving these big bikes, they're a little more conservative. You know, I mean, I'm not saying they don't drive crazy, but they're a lot more. They're
Less likely to.
They're more in the defensive mode
Yeah,
because they're watching out for the cars that
Absolutely, yeah.
aren't paying attention to them.
Mhm.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I don't ride a bike, because I see how people drive cars. And I'm like, no, it's not for me.
Yeah,
Because you got, as Rich knows, you got no protection if some idiot hits
it's
you.
none.
So or can't see it or whatever, not paying attention.
Yeah,
So
and, you know, and the thing is, they don't realize that if you come flying up on your left and you're trying to pull out, then all of a sudden they're on the side of you. You can't see it because they're doing
Right.
90 or 100.
Right.
You know, it's like, where did that guy come from?
Yeah.
You know, those little beep signs you get with the car coming on the side of you. It's kind of late because you're already going by them. So,
oh yeah, I had a couple bikes. The wife was in the truck with me, and we're driving north, and a couple bikes come up out of nowhere. I start putting my turn signal on, and the guy starts going around me to my right. And so I'm like, okay. So I wait till he gets by me. Of course, then he saw my turn signal, and he stops. Well, he continues to go around me. He goes around the soft shoulder and passes me.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, dude, what's
I
the
know.
rush?
yeah.
It's like, and so, if he hits my rear end and he gets killed, am I going to feel any better about it? No.
You're gonna feel
what are you
bad.
gonna do? You're gonna, we're going to feel bad about it, but it's like,
Absolutely.
what are you supposed to do if they're driving like nuts?
I know.
They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. But it's not all it's not all motorcycle drivers.
Yeah.
A lot of
No.
them are very cautious. on what
Yeah,
they
most
do.
of them are,
Yeah, but there's a lot of them out there that are crazy.
you see the clubs driving around, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They take their time and stuff, but,
Yeah.
but the car drivers are just as nutty.
Mm.
I've seen some of them nuts out there too.
Yeah, they weave in and out of traffic like you won't believe.
Yeah.
Even if there's a short distance between the car in front and you, they're going to squeeze through whether you like it or not. And the other thing I noticed now, I don't know whether you guys have noticed this, that a lot of times when people pass you and they pull back in, I was always taught to look in the rearview mirror.
Until you see the front of the
You
car.
see the
Yep.
front of the car.
Yep.
I think what they're doing is they're looking at the right-hand mirror and they're pulling back in. Well, the distance is not the same
Mm.
as if you're looking in the rearview
Right.
mirror. It's much shorter. So they're almost like right on top of you.
Yep.
And you're also supposed to, when you're in the lane, you're supposed to maintain like 1 car length per 10 mile an hour.
Right.
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 And you don't see that. You
No,
see
that
people like
doesn't happen.
right on somebody's
That doesn't
butt
happen.
all the time. And it's like, and I always like to sit back and have a gap,
hmm
and then somebody just passes you and it comes right in,
Yeah.
right into that gap. And it's like,
The whole thing is always leave yourself a way out.
Yeah.
Enough space.
well, you got to have enough space to brake in case
Yep.
something happens. You got to have
Somebody
enough
slams them on in front of you.
Yeah.
You want to be able to get out of it.
get out of the
Right.
way.
Yep. Yeah. And the other thing too is you really can't get too ticked off because road rage seems to be at its highest level, and you don't know whether the individual has a firearm or not. They can come back and shoot you. That's true.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. There's been a lot of road rage shootings. Say,
Yeah.
I mean, I swear like crazy.
You
I don't know
drive.
if my wife's always.
It's not like I go 65 on the highway. I don't.
I don't either.
Right. But it's like, some people feel like they get out of my way because
If you
I'm going to
don't,
do
you get run
85.
over,
I'm going
for
to do
God's
85
sakes.
or 90.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I think
it's
the
like-
average speed on 395 is probably 75 today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're
if
doing
not-
less
if
than
not a
that,
little
let me tell
more.
you, you're getting run over.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
My wife says, "Will you slow down?" I said, "I'm just going with the flow of the traffic, dear.
Mm.
Just slow down."
65 doesn't
It's
cut.
like, yeah.
No, that doesn't cut it. No. But my bad habit is if somebody's cutting in front of me, I'm swearing at them like crazy.
But if you're going 60 in the fast lane, now that's a problem.
Well,
and you don't want to move over. I've seen that too.
Well, yes, that happens a lot because a lot of them
Yeah.
they think they're on a Sunday drive on the left-hand lane and you're not supposed to be there. It's like, whoa. Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So,
All right. So what do we got? Early show today? I
yeah.
was hoping Scott Fryer would show up. Talk about he's got an event. I think my wife knows what it is. At Norwich tomorrow. What is it, dear? You listening still? It's a veterans fundraiser event, I think.
No.
Waiting for. She's probably not. She's probably watching the 2-year-old. So,
Oh,
anyway, if she texts it to me, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Where it's at. But you looking, Rich?
Yeah, I saw it on. It's not on his page that I see. He must have posted it someplace else. But I did see it.
Yeah.
Something with vets, uniting veterans or something.
I forget the name of the place, though. It's in Norwich.
Oh,
I think he works there part time too.
well,
But anyway,
no.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's not there.
okay.
Not that I see anyway, but I did see what he had posted. I saw it.
Well, anyway, anything else, guys?
No,
Anything else to
really.
talk about? All right. I guess we'll call it a day. Oh, there we go. Laura says Epicure Brewing.
That's
That's
right.
what it is.
That's
Epicure Brewing.
Yep.
And I think it's at 5. I think it was 5 or 6 o'clock. And it's to help the a veterans organization that he supports. So, if you're interested, show up in Norwich, Epicure Brewing. And I think the wife and I are going to go there, help them out. And make a nice little evening of it. You have to bring your own food, I guess, or you can order from there. They get menus from restaurants, local, and they'll deliver.
It's pretty nice.
That's
I've been there. It's a nice place.
That's what Scott said last night when I saw him. So, all right.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful. Get out there, hit the little white ball, have a barbecue, spend some time with the family and stay out of trouble,
Enjoy life.
and watch out for those idiots on 395 and be safe. All right. Have a good day.
Have a good day.